All right, let's derive the double angle identity for cosine. And we'll just do the same thing. We know the double angle identity for cosine is going to be written as the cosine of 2 times x. So to see what that's equal to, we're going to use the cosine sum identity. So I'll rewrite that as the cosine of x plus x. Now recall that sine switches, cosine stays the same. So if I expand this from yesterday's cosine formula, I remembered that this should be the cosine of x times cosine of x minus sine of x times sine of x. And if I need to simplify this expression, I notice I got cosine of x times cosine of x. I see it twice. So if I want to simplify this, I could say that this expression, the cosine of x plus x, the same angle twice, is equal to cosine squared x, multiplying the same thing twice, minus sine of x times sine of x. Well, that's just sine squared x. So I have a new formula for the double angle that I have derived. It is the cosine squared of x minus sine squared of x. Now, if I look at this formula, notice we see something that we're used to seeing, which is cosine squared of x and sine squared of x. And that's familiar because it is also in our Pythagorean identity. And because that's in our Pythagorean identity, we know some things. Remember, the Pythagorean identity was and I'm going to rewrite it over here. So the Pythagorean identity was that the sine squared of x plus the cosine squared of x equaled 1. Which means we can rewrite this double angle identity yet another way using the Pythagorean identity. So another way we can see the double angle identity for cosine is if we substitute for cosine squared x right here, if we substitute what cosine squared x equals using the Pythagorean identity. Remember, I could take sine squared and subtract it over to the other side. So I would end up with cosine squared x equals 1 minus sine squared x. Now, if I take this expression and substitute it into the double angle identity for cosine squared x, I would have another way to write the double angle identity for cosine. So let's see what we would have. Cosine of 2x, I'm going to sub in 1 minus sine squared x for cosine squared x over here. So I'd have 1 minus sine squared x minus sine squared x. Notice what happens here is if I simplify this, I would have this expression. 1 minus 2 sine squared x. So another way that you can see the double angle formula for cosine is 1 minus 2 sine squared x. All right. So let's see. We then must be able to write this another way because we also have a sine squared x, right? We know from the Pythagorean identity that that sine squared of x is equal to 1 minus cosine. If I was to take cosine and this time move cosine to the other side by subtraction, I would end up with the sine squared of x equaling to 1 minus cosine squared x. Now, if I go back to the original double angle identity over here, and for sine squared x, I substitute 1 minus cosine squared x, I would end up with this. I would have cosine 2x is equal to cosine squared x minus 1 minus sine squared x. Or I'm sorry, not sine squared x, cosine squared x. Subbing in 1 minus cosine squared x, or sine squared x, so 1 minus cosine squared x. And notice what I would end up with is another way to write the double angle formula for cosine, which would be, remember I got to carry this negative throughout, right? So I would end up with a minus 1 plus cosine squared x. So we would end up with 2 cosine squared x minus 1. So another way to write the double angle formula for cosine, we got 3 ways that we could see this. We could see it also as 2 cosine squared x minus 1. So we got cosine squared of x minus sine squared of x is one way, 1 minus 2 sine squared of x is another way, and then 2 cosine squared of x minus 1. All right. Let's move on and derive an identity for tangent.